Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today we are going to be covering Kickstarter updates for Marvel United that we have not looked at. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Eric, that campaign ended back in February 2023. Why are you going over updates now in July? Well, because today, filming July 14th, 2023, I don't know why I keep having to look down there. They put out update number 111 for Multiverse, which is the big update that talks about, spoiler alert, talks about Spider-Geddon. We didn't really have too much information. There were some recent Amazon leaks of the box and whatnot, and the back of the box and whatnot for the game, and we'll get into that in a little bit as well. But during the original campaign, we were doing these update videos every couple of days. We basically did a video every time a major expansion was announced. This kind of qualified in my mind that we get a bunch of major information on Spider-Geddon. So I thought, you know what, let's just go ahead and do a video showcasing this expansion. And I thought, you know, if I put a video up from covering just update number 111 and there's no video covering updates 101 through 110, people are going to ask me in the comments, where's video number that covers this one? And so I thought, let's go ahead and just put everything into one video, basically making up for what we've already seen. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So let's go ahead and flip over to the other view and take a look at what has been going on with Marvel United since our last video. And as you can see over here, this is Marvel United Multiverse. You can see the Multiverse box looking all multiversey. The teal box, apparently. We also see the Coming of Galactus. I'm going to mention the Coming of Galactus box right there to shamelessly plug the fact that we did. It's still over there put away. I'm waiting for Jake to come back and get it. But we have gotten here and unboxed the Galactus box for Marvel Zombies. So shamelessly, if you want to go ahead and take a look at that video, it's done very well as far as this channel is concerned. I can go ahead and give that one a like. Eric, why are you talking about Marvel Zombies? This is a Marvel United video. I'm glad you asked, because the first thing I'm actually going to show here from Facebook is that at San Diego Comic-Con, CMON is going to be giving away some things at their booth. Comic-Con starts on July 20th with a preview night on July 19th, but starting July 20th, on Thursday through Sunday at 9:45 and then later at 1:30, they're going to be giving away one Marvel United mystery deck. They have not said who that is yet. And then at 10 and 1:45, they're going to be doing one mystery set of superhero ID cards and enemy superhero cards for a character from Marvel Zombies. I believe, looking at the Facebook comments on the various Facebook groups for Marvel Zombies United, that these are going to be characters that already exist in the game. They're going to be alternate cards, whether or not that means alternate art cards or alternate character cards altogether. I'm assuming the Marvel United just says mystery deck, so we don't know yet. Traditionally, we've gotten Grey Hulk from Marvel United, which was just another version of Hulk as a hero. So that way you can either play him as in one way or the other. And then the other cards they gave us was for Juggernaut, making him a hero instead of just the pure villain that he is in Marvel United X-Men. In the comics, he does become a hero for a certain amount of time. So made sense to basically make him an anti-hero in that case. But this just says one Marvel United mystery deck. I haven't gone through, and I don't think they've revealed it in the Facebook groups, but we don't know if this is a villain or if this is a hero. Now, there's no figure involved with this, so my gut is that it's an existing character. So go ahead and speculate down below if you think this is going to be a hero character that we're going to be getting a villain deck for, or if this is a villain character we're going to be getting a hero deck for, or is this a villain that we're getting a new villain deck for, and is this a hero that we're going to be getting an alternate hero deck for, like alternate, just an alternate way of playing them. So let me know down below. And also the same thing with the Zombicide one. Again, I'm talking about it because we've been doing a little bit of Zombicide coverage on the channel. We've got a couple playthroughs of Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance. We've got an unboxing of that Heroes Resistance. We've got the Galactus unboxing. So When the rest of it comes out, we'll be covering it just like we'll be doing Marvel United. Anyway, let's go ahead and get back to update number 101 for Marvel United Multiverse. And as you can see, it is for the Pledge Manager launching. That's why I didn't talk about it. I have no idea. It was a very short update. It would have been a very short video, but the deadline for that Pledge Manager was on May 7th of 2023. That was 2 months ago. So yeah, we didn't talk about it, but this is the information on there. And the highlighted part on here is that the main thing that they changed in the on the Pledge Manager was that you can get Galactus as its own expansion. I think before it was kind of like bundled in there, but that's what they added in there. So that was update number 101. 102 was a shocking reveal. So they remind you about the Pledge Manager, but then we also, and I'll read through this paragraph here because I can't remember if it's, I didn't read through this recently, so I don't know if it's the same as the other one, but this is for Shocker. He did not have a figure shown in the original campaign because he was a late addition to the game. This is his figure piece. You'll feel his electrifying presence way before you see him. With his voltage discharge, Shocker's BAMs not only damage, but also stun heroes that are on his or adjacent locations, putting half of the game area under his influence. Heroes that are stunned treat special effects on all their cards as blank and are only able to remove the conditions at the end of the turns. To make matters worse, his electric discharges can severely disrupt various equipment from time to time, effectively removing equipment cards from the game. Finally, Shocker is a man on a mission to become a respectable villain, with a list of achievements to get there, such as KOing heroes, overflowing locations, stunning the same hero twice, etc. Should he manage to complete all his tasks, he'll take the game and leave nothing in his wake. So basically, Shocker is now a modern gamer and trying to 100% his achievement list for the game in order to win. So that's what's going on there. So that is update number 102. 103, this was just Painted Marvels, and there's 2 of these updates because apparently they didn't show all of the final Painted Marvels, even though they said final Painted Marvels. So as we scroll down here, we've got Moonstone, Purple Man, Werewolf by Night, Shocker, and then also the pet companions, Redwing, Goose, Cosmo, Jiff, Throg, and Alligator Low-Key. There was only 6. Yep, I don't know why I lost count of all of them. You know why? Because I'm remembering the 7th one as Lockheed, and he's probably in the X-Men update. So for Painted, but anyway, so you thought we were done with the Painted Marvels? We're not. So update number 104 for real this time. We've got, they're still talking about the Pledge Manager right there. This was on April 14th. Then we had the Mole Man, we've got Lizard, we've got Moon Girl, and Devil Dinosaur. We've got Fing Fang Foom, exclusive to the Omniverse Pledge, and that was the end of that update. So I really do like these. They look like it's fake. I know that they're painting an actual figure, but it just looks, it looks like a computer drawing. I like, these are amazing. I'm gonna segue here for a second. I would like to start doing painting of stuff because I've got a ton of stuff to paint that I'm behind on. I would love to start painting figures on the channel itself. The camera setup is the only reason why I haven't started doing that. But just know if I do start doing that, this is not the level you're going to be seeing on here. All right. I feel like I'm okay, but I'm not that level right there. It's going to be if I do a painting series and you think it's going to look like these, it's not going to look like these. I'm just warning you right now. Anyway, that was that. What update was that? 104, 105 is a status update. So, and this is the update right here. So this is all the reminder stuff. This was on April 28th. This is 2 weeks later. Today we only have a status report for you. On the factory side, all the white samples for the characters have been approved, adjusting sizes and such. So now the factory is working on the final resin masters that will be used for molding. They've already started sending samples for approval, blah, blah, blah. On the development side, they are also moving along very well. Pretty much everything has already been delivered, with only the campaign deck still being play tested. They're doing like proofreading and whatnot. So everything was proceeding as planned. Update 105. As you can see, this is why we didn't do updates all along and didn't post something, because it would be this short of a video. Update 106, progress update. So this was, I think this is previews of the stretch goal box. Let's see. Development team has delivered all their work. So on that side, we just need to go through the proofreading process. Colorist is almost done with. I skipped the name because I can't pronounce it. Many hero cards. Soon she'll move on to the promos box cover. Yes, Edouard Guiton has finished the line art for this epic cover, and it's looking awesome. Here are a few teases. So there's some teases of the line art right there. Most of the master resins have been approved. I think this was the change to Kate Bishop's. Was the position of her quiver. So that was basically what they were showing there. So that was that update. Now to 107, a clear Nemesis and a Carnage die. I actually missed this update for some reason. I was going back through here. I'm like, I don't remember this update. Remember the quiver one, but I don't remember this one. Anyway, so they already talked in here. This is May 26th. And they bring it up here, the spider. Before we get into those, though, we are aware that many of you are anxious to know more about the upcoming retail-only Spider-Geddon core box. That is still on schedule for release sometime around mid-2023, which we are in the middle of right now. And we are sure to make a post as in-depth update here closer. So they're talking about the fact they're going to post soon about Spider-Geddon, and spoiler, it's a month and a half later. So back to the samples. So these are the samples of the Maximum Carnage die. So you have your 1, your 2, your 3. I don't see 4, 5. Don't see 6 anywhere. There's a 0 right there. So there's that. So anyway, so that is what the dice look like right there. And they talk about making sure it was a chunky die since it's the only die in the game right now. This is comparing it to a normal size D8. So that is going to be a heftier die than normal, but it looks great. I like the color on it, very carnagey with the font and everything like that. So it's going to be exciting to play that. And then they also talked in here about the bases for the Civil War box. Team Captain America, Team Iron Man, with the tracker cubes. I don't know, the plain red and the plain blue, like they look nice. I still prefer like the little like clear one and the silver one I think we got. But last but not least, there is a picture of, I remember it, Nemesis, not the other name, with his clear dome. They did say that this dome was going to be more clear. It's going to be smooth. Final dome will be smooth and clear. But yeah, that is what Nemesis looks like without, or that's the current figure for Nemesis right there. I think the Painted Marvels updates that they did where they showed Nemesis after the Age of Apocalypse box was announced, just had a skull painted on there because they didn't have a version for Big Child Creatives 2 with a clear helmet on and everything. So, also, I'm trying to remember from the comics if the visor was a yellow tint or not, and so I wonder if people are going to try to make the visor yellow, or if it's going to come yellow to kind of correspond. It's going to look, well, yeah, the figure's red, so the yellow looked fine on it. But anyway, so there are some shots of what it looks like there, and then the grooves on it showing where it clips into. So yeah, overall, this looks like a pretty good figure. I'm going to say something bad right now. At first, this for some reason made me think of the Red Skull and the Onslaught armor, and I don't like it. But I do like the fact that it's Holocaust. Just for a second there, I just had a bad image in my head. But anyway, that is that update right there. Going on to 108, Multiverse Plastics. This is going over the actual plastic plastic pieces for the Multiverse core box. Why did I think somebody else was a not multi-hero? What was it? What's it called? The anti-heroes. Anyway, so up closer there, we've got Mighty Thor and Captain Carter. We've got Loki and Black Panther Shuri. My kids are playing Minecraft in the other room. I say that a lot in videos, but it's the summertime, and Minecraft is how I get videos done during the day. Anyway, and it's Florida. It's super hot out right now. So yeah, it's that or nothing. Ironheart and Spider-Man 2099. I really do like this Spider-Man over just the sculpt wise. Care less about the color because my figures aren't painted, but this one I think looks a whole lot better than the season one costume. But then we've got Emperor Doom and Cosmic Ghost Rider. Um, I don't know. I keep going back and forth with Doom being in the throne just because he's moving around. I question whenever a character miniature whatever is in a pose that isn't mobile when you're playing a game where they are. And again, I can't remember if Doom's mechanics if it just sits in one location or not. So um, maybe I'll go back and watch Past Me. I have no idea, or I'll play the game when this comes out in March of hopefully next year. And then we've got a Mortis and Maestro right here. Overall, all these look very good. I think on the hero side, Spider-Man 2099 is my favorite one. On the villain slash anti-hero side, Doom does look really good. Maestro, the villains are a toss up for me. I can't decide on the villains. Um, Ghost Rider intimidates me because I don't paint fire very well. But that is going to be that update right there. 109 plastic token samples. So they got in the plastic tokens that you could have gotten extra, and note that they do not come on sprues. I can confirm that with the season 2 plastic tokens. The during the X-Men campaign, they had a package of tokens for that covered both Marvel United 1 and 2. No sprues in there; they were just all loose. You will have to sort them still because they're going to be packaged weird. It's not like they're like, it's not even like all of one token was packaged um, in the same baggie. They were all separated out for some weird reason. It is strange. Anyway, so first off, right here we've got the two sides of the charge token, the crossbow, the target tokens, the seismic barrier. I think those are crystals. The water tokens for I think a couple different characters. Rick Jones slash Betty Ross. She's right there. Rick Jones is up here. And the Terrigen Mist tokens here. And the Terrigen tokens also have another side down here. Then next we're going to move on to the shield tokens that I can't remember who got the shield tokens. I can't remember. I can't remember if that was from U.S. Agent or not. I don't remember. It's been since February, folks. Anyway, shield tokens. We got the Find the Chameleon tokens. We got another one of those target tokens. Apparently, I had to throw it over here. And we got the spot tokens with A, B, C, D, E, F on them. And there's the chameleon right there. Note, because of the spot tokens more so, that and hopefully you got them. If not, I think the Game Steward might sell them, or some other online groups, or everyone's favorite, eBay. But if you were not getting, well, I don't know how to say it, but the spot tokens are for this token pack. That's what I'm trying to say. This token pack also covered Spider-Geddon. So that's why the spots tokens are on there, and they're not coming with Spider-Geddon whenever we do get the chance to order that. Spider-Geddon is just going to come with the cardboard tokens. If you wanted plastic tokens for Spider-Geddon, you had to get this box. Hopefully you're watching this and you followed my advice before and got the plastic tokens. I will tell you from the channel, those plastic tokens are awesome. I don't know. I have cardboard tokens. They are in a random box down here that you probably never see, but the plastic tokens, any game that offers any kind of plastic tokens, if they are the same quality as these, I am going for them. The same quality or better. Let's see. Now we've got the Novacore tokens right there for Mr. Nova. We got the sewer tokens, more KO tokens. We don't need any more KO tokens, but we got more KO tokens. The KO tokens are for some, if you don't have the first two, I get it. But sewer tokens for, I believe, Lizard, and the play randomly token right here. That again, I can't remember why that's there. Then we've got a bunch of spider stuff. We've got another water token. We've got spider bots, I think, and we'll get to it in a minute. I'm pretty sure these are for superior. We've got infection tokens, which I think are these. Obedience disc. I'm not sure which one those are. The Herald tokens here. Location control token. That's another Terrigen Mist right there. Infection. Yeah. So we've got a lot of different tokens there, and then they kind of go and show another angle so you can actually see the engraving. Because again, the plastic tokens aren't just like thicker plastic and printed on there. They actually are engraved in there. This camera's not very good enough for me to show them on camera, but the plastic tokens are fantastic. I can't say more good things about them. And then we're going to go to update 110. Where am I at with time? 21 minutes so far. Update 110, dinosaur digits. This was the update to let you know that Devil Dinosaur, as you saw from the painted figure, had 3 fingers, and they gave him 2 to be more accurate to something. I'm not sure why. I don't. Fans said something and they changed it. So anyway, there's Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur with their newest sculpt. Yeah, there is that right there. Let's see. There's also close to the base, so you can see better dinosaur destruction details. So there is the base. You can see the little parking meter right there. Some rubble all over the base. It's a pretty cool figure. Again, I didn't get the whole digit thing, but finger thing, but it only has 2 fingers. But that is a pretty good sculpt there. So, should we end the video now? No, we're not going to end the video right now. We're going to go to update number 111, Spider-Geddon time. This is the video 20 minutes in that you've all been waiting for. Yes, today is the day in which we finally talk about the much anticipated Spider-Geddon core box. Now, as I said earlier this week, there was an Amazon listing. If you go to search for it right now, I don't think you can really find it. I have it saved somewhere on my Amazon wish list, so I can keep referring back to it. And I've been checking for it a lot, but this is the update where they actually talk about the Spider-Geddon box. Not just that it's coming out finally soon, or giving a little bit more details on it, but they're actually going to have some more information on it. So back before the Marvel Multiverse campaign even started, we announced that instead of the usual Advanced Wave 1 for the new core box, we would be bringing an entirely different core box earlier to retail. A core box that would not be part of the Kickstarter at all, but which would be closely tied to it. A core box that would dive headlong into the Spider-Verse. That box was Spider-Geddon. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so during the campaign, backers saw several upgrades delving into Spider-Geddon. The Multiverse cardboard locations will bring cardboard versions of its locations. There's that. The Multiverse cardboard villain dashboards will bring cardboard versions of its villain dashboards. So there's that. And the Multiverse plastic tokens will bring plastic versions of its special tokens, being the spider bots, the spot tokens, and the target locations. Target tokens. And its roster of heroes features in several team decks. So there is that. So characters all over the place with this one. So the big question finally is, when can I get my hands on these wonderful toys? Many of you probably saw an Amazon listing that went out with an August 1st release date. Unfortunately, that was not accurate, as there have been some production delays. Boo. The first taste of this box will be offered at Gen Con, which starts on August 3rd. Attendees will be able to demo Spider-Geddon, and a very limited quantity will be available for sale after that. English retail release, US, Canada, UK, and Australia should happen in October. Localized versions will also be in the works and should be released a few months afterwards all over the world. Contact your local publisher for more details on specific markets. Well, it's enough rambling. I always say that. We should be actually learning about what's in the box. Okay, so let's do this one last time. So, things to unpack there. August. We don't have a pre-order date yet. If you can pre-order it, again, there is an Amazon listing for it. Currently says it's unavailable. I refresh it multiple times a day to see if it comes up as a pre-order page. Has not yet, but should be coming up soon. And they're guessing October. I'm really hoping they just don't have it like pop up in October. But if you are going to Gen Con starting on August 3rd, you will be able, hopefully, to purchase one of the limited things. Again, I'm not going to Gen Con, so I will not be getting my hands on this before that. And that's fine. Fine with that. Kind of, same thing with like Wave 1 shipping on Marvel Zombies. Like, I'm still waiting for all that stuff to come in to do content on it. But anyway, like that I'm not, going back to the other conversation, this I'm not mad about, of them giving it first to con attendees. If you're going to be able to go to the con, yes, you should be able to get something like that first. Because I know, especially Gen Con, that's going to be a lot of time when a lot of games, they announce a lot of games, and they have a lot of games like for sale, like for first run. They're not saying you're only going to get this at Gen Con. They're saying that you're going to get it at Gen Con first. That's fine. I can wait to get it until later. So that's the stuff that's exclusive to cons. That's where I sometimes get the problem with. But this doesn't not bother me whatsoever. Just the fact that I gotta wait. Anyway, so we're gonna go into there. There is the Spider-Geddon box. Woo woo woo. Being a spider hero has always come not only with great responsibility, but also great danger. Now, with villains converging from all corners of the multiverse to hunt them down, the spider heroes will need to forego their loner ways and band together if they hope to stop evil. They'll travel across dimensions in a desperate struggle to protect the innocent, face down dire threats, and confront these villains once and for all. The only hope of untangling this deadly web is for the Spider Army to stand united. Roll credits. Anyway, so game by Eric Lang and Andrea Chavicio, art by Edward Guten. Sorry. So Spider-Geddon is a new core box for Marvel United, conceived alongside the upcoming Multiverse core box. It shares all the same new features, including the new Commander Solo mode and equipment cards for some of the heroes. But what makes this box really stand apart is its amazing roster of characters from every corner of the Spider-Verse. We're going to get to that in a second. What I like about this is they are going to let the Commander Solo mode be in this game. I keep debating myself whether or not to do a couple solo games of Marvel United with the current solo mode. I might still do that before this, so that way you can see a compare and contrast of it. If you haven't played solo mode, or if you're still waiting to buy the I think it was on Prime Day, $8, $8 of the season 1 version of the box. But like I said, as soon as this box comes out, we are going to be doing stuff on the channel. Me, Jake, James, possibly my wife Elena. We'll see, because I would like to get do at least however many videos it would take to show off all the spider characters and all four villains in the game. So but again, I might also do the Commander Solo mode and see how it works with other stuff. Rambling, stop. Anyway, Spider-Geddon core box comes with 6 hero pieces, 2 anti-hero pieces, 2 villain pieces, 96 hero cards, 4 villain dashboards, 48 master plan cards, 24 threat cards, 7 equipment cards, 12 battle plan cards, 12 super villain cards, 8 superhero cards, 8 locations, 1 mission guide, 6 mission cards, 2 challenge cards, 156 tokens, 1 villain tracker, and 1 rollbook. That's a lot of stuff. All right, so let's explore this. So they actually do, in this update, go through each character and also show off some of the cards with them. And I've heard some of these characters are pretty OP. So first we're going to take a look at Symbiont Spider-Man, real name Peter Parker. What if Peter never rejected the symbiote? In this alternate universe, Peter embraces the symbiote and continued using it, knowing it was an alien life form. So the black suit may look cool, but it's also, let's stay up here, but it's a lot more than that. The additional power granted by the symbiote also makes Peter more aggressive. His great power now rewards him with an attack token for defeating thugs instead of a heroic token. And even his Great Responsibility grants him a wild token for rescue of civilians, which can be used much more violently than a heroic token. While while Spider Sense keeps him one step ahead of the villain, Peter may lose control of himself if he gives in to the hostile nature of the symbiote. So there are the cards. Spider Symbiote, was it? Spider Sense, Great Power. So he's getting 4 Great Power, Great Responsibility, which I don't see here, Spider Sense, and then he's getting Symbiont enhancement. So he's getting at least 4 cards. So that means that these Spider characters are sticking more with these season 2 4 power 4 special ability cards rather than the season 1 3. So Symbiont enhancement, you may double punch. If you do, on your next turn, you must play a card randomly. Cool. There's movement there. There is Superior's, not Superior, there's Symbiont Spider-Man's token right there. So that's pretty awesome. They're going to be a more violent version of the character, more punchy version of the character than before. I don't remember what the token breakdown is on the original Spider-Man. Scarlet Spider, Benjamin Riley. Ben Riley's tragic backstory makes the Scarlet Spider a formidable and resilient fighter. His burden of great power and great responsibility are as aggressive as those of Symbiont Spider-Man. His Spider Sense, on the other hand, works quite differently, granting him a wild token and allowing him to use such tokens to ignore damage he would receive. Let's see. Scarlet Spider. So he's got the Spider Sense token, gain 1 wild as long as this is face up in the storyline. Probably you may discard any number of wild thing to ignore the same amount of damage. Okay, there's Great Power, so that's going to be the same as up there. And then Great Responsibility, which I think he said was the same as Symbiont. So Great Responsibility, 2 heroics for each civilian rescued with this special effect. At the end of your turn, gain 1 wild token. Equipped with his web shooter, Scarlet Spider can more easily move around or pull thugs or civilians to him. Symbiont Spider-Man doesn't get web shooter because he doesn't have web shooters. He uses the symbiote to create his webs and everything. Web shooter, which a couple of people have, by the way, use on your turn, move 1 civilian or thug from an adjacent location to your location, then turn this face down. This would be cool for the what is it, paparazzi mode? I know it's not called that, but the secret identity mode in the Spider-Verse box, so you can pull the thugs away so you don't have to worry about the exposure tokens. That'd be cool. Anyway, so there is Ben's costume there, the Scarlet Spider costume, that 90s look there. Then we get Silk, Cindy Moon. Silk is a loner by nature. This means that while her spider agility and claws may give her a variety of extra actions, the other heroes don't really benefit from them. Her Silk Sense not only allows her to stay out of the way of the villain, but also to ignore damage she would receive. Endued with organic webbing means Silk is never out of options to move around, getting a free move whenever she has none available. So yeah, like Silk Sense right here has no tokens. Ant-Man has a similar card. I can't remember the name of the card, but it's the one that allows him to trade the card with another card in the storyline, so that way he basically gets the effect of that card. So, but yeah, so you're not gonna benefit from going after Silk, unfortunately, with that one. As long as this card is face up in the storyline, once per villain turn, if a villain ends their movement in your location, you may immediately move to an adjacent one. If you do, ignore the first damage you would take that turn. So that's pretty cool. There is Silk's figure there. Again, no equipment associated with Silk. And I've only read a few comics with her in it, so I'm not sure with the headstone. Someone wants to let me know about that down below. But now we got Spider-Man Noir. So Peter Parker, this universe's Peter Parker was from 1930s New York during the Great Depression. So Spider-Man Noir, it'd been cool is if all of his tokens were also black. like if they did that or whatever. I know they wouldn't, just because it'd be annoying to try to figure out what was what, just because the shapes are all virtually the same. But that would actually have been pretty cool. Spider-Man Noir sees the world in black and white, literally. He believes that if there's too much power, it's the responsibility of the people to take it away. Some of his cards allow him to attach a target token to a nearby villain, while others use these tokens to deal brutal attacks against the villain, even if they are in an adjacent location. Even the Brooding Loader, Spider-Man Noir can ignore damage dealt by a threat card if he's alone in his location black suit, as long as this card is face up in the storyline. If you are alone in your location, you may ignore the 1 damage dealt by threat for each villain turn. It's responsible to deal 2 damage against a villain something token in your adjacent. Yes, I can't read these because they're covered up by the other cards. It's almost like they did it on purpose. There is Spider-Man Noir sticking to that wall like other Spider people do. Again, no equipment associated with him. We've only seen 1 equipment card so far. Penny Parker, regular 14-year-old schoolgirl by day, crime fighter by night. She's riding around on her mech, it looks like. Penny in her spider suit form a very versatile crime fighter. The suit's metal armor provides amazing protection, ignoring damage every villain turn. On its own, Spider is very useful with robot strength that gives extra attacks, webs that give extra moves, and a safety net that can rescue civilians. However, all these features can be upgraded with a little extra charge. So that's where the charge tokens are coming from, I'm assuming. Safety net. Rescue 1 civilian in your location. You may use 1 battery. There you go. To rescue 1 additional civilian in your or an adjacent territory. By spending her limited supply of batteries, Penny Parker can overcharge her cards, allowing robot strength to deal extra damage, webs to give her free action of choice, and safety net to rescue an additional nearby civilian. So she gets the battery card. Use on your turn. Activate the additional special effect on a web's safety net or robot strength card you played this turn, then turn this card face down. Activate the additional special effect. You may use 1 battery. Okay, yeah, you may use 1 battery to rescue 1 additional. Okay, so safety net, rescue 1 civilian location. Cool. Then I'm going to use battery to rescue 1 additional civilian in your adjacent location. Up here, I'm going to move with webs, and then you may use 1 battery to do something else, to give a free action of her choice. So it's probably use 1 battery to get a wild, I'm assuming. But there is her figure. Then we got Spider-Punk, Hobart Hobby Brown. Let's see. Hobby doesn't play by anybody's rules but his own, always ready to fight the power. He can move to any location to attack a henchman or villain. The more civilians are put in danger, the more violent Spider-Punk gets, dealing out vicious attacks with his angry heart equal to the number of endangered civilians in his location. He can even rally the masses into an anarchic uprising, using civilians in several locations to attack his enemies. And when all else fails, he may stun the enemy with 15,000 watts of punk rock from an army of amps set to 11. Let's see. He also gets web shooters, which I believe is the same web shooter that Scarlet gets. Yep. So angry heart, perform as many punches as the number of civilians in your current location. That would be interesting, especially if you use it against a villain who throws out a lot of civilians during their turn. And then we get to the anti-heroes. So first we got Anti-Venom, Eddie Brock. Let's see. As a hero, Anti-Venom can cleanse the body of any hero, ridding them of any crisis tokens a villain may have burdened them with. His anti-venom serum can be used to rescue civilians or defeat thugs containing any symbiont infection. He can also generate his own webbing, ensuring he can always get a free move whenever he has none available. As a villain, Anti-Venom uses his abilities to deprive the heroes of their powers by using... Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, with that right there, that's awesome to get rid of a crisis token on you. It doesn't seem like it does anything to a crisis token on the field. So that wouldn't work against, like, was it Killmonger? So yeah. So as a villain, Anti-Venom uses his abilities to deprive the heroes of their powers by using his BAM and causing overflows. The heroes are forced to discard from their hand cards with special effects. If they can't, they take damage and must turn face down a card with special effects on the storyline, if there are any. This not only hinders the heroes, but also each of their discarded or neutral cards advance the Anti-Venom track towards his ultimate victory. Anti-Venom's threats grant him camouflage so he can evade attacks. They also allow him to cleanse his body, preventing heroes from giving him tokens of any kind, such as stuns or other special effects. Finally, they can negate some of the hero's powers, keeping them from moving during his turn. Practically nasty against Spider Sense. To make matters worse, some of Anti-Venom's Master Plan cards can bring these threats back into play. That sucks. So there is the Anti-Venom card right there. So that will be pretty interesting. And then we get to Superior, Otto Octavius in the body of Peter Parker. As a hero, Doc Ock makes for a very different Spider-Man. His genius intellect allows him to use any action token as wild, while the resources of Parker Industries grant him any combination of 2 action tokens he might need. Every turn, he can add a Spider-Bot token to his location, eventually spreading his own little spider army around the play area. Superior Spider-Man can either use them as decoys, discarding them to avoid damage, or he can have them perform perform attack or heroic actions wherever they are. At the bottom of his deck sits his Final Understanding, a card that must be played once it is in his hand. It represents Otto's ultimate sacrifice, KOing himself. At this point, Superior Spider-Man will be replaced by a new Spider-Man hero. Okay. So, if this card's in your hand when you play it, if this card is in your hand, you probably must play it. At the end of this turn, you may remove Superior Spider-Man from the game. If you do, on your next blank hero turn, choose another Spider hero and enter play. Okay, so basically, you're going to be playing as Superior Spider-Man. If you get down to the bottom of your deck, which I don't know if there's going to be something that's going to mill your deck or not, you play that card, and whenever you get to it, and then you basically come out with a whole new Spider character, theoretically with a fresh deck. So it's like you're like a fully powered whatever. So that's pretty cool. I do like that mechanic. He does get 2 equipment cards. He's got the web shooters like normal, and then mechanical spider arms on your turn, something with a heroic or punch, and then place this card face down. Let's see. Grant him an additional attack or heroic action while his web shooters help. Okay. So he's going to get the same web shooter as everybody else. I'd have to look and see all the different whatevers, but we're getting 7 cards. So 1, 2, we're scrolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 equipment cards so far that we have seen. Let's see. As a villain, Superior Spider-Man is out to prove he can be better Spider-Man than Peter Parker ever was. He has his own set of mission cards, which he sends out his army of Spider-Bot tokens to complete. When he bams, he not only fights several heroes around him using his mechanical spider arms, but also adds more Spider-Bots to the game and has the ones already scattered about locations, rescue civilians, and defeat thugs. Any overflowing tokens also go on his missions, and he completes his clear threat mission by KOing heroes. If he ever completes 2 of his missions, Superior Spider-Man wins. Be interesting to see his dashboard. So basically, it looks like he's got, his dashboard's probably going to be his own set of tokens. So you're basically racing him for the resources on the board. That's pretty cool. Heroes can take out the spider bots, though they also replenish by some of his threats and master plan cards, and sometimes they'll even attack the heroes. His other threats may neutralize heroes, special effects to accelerate the master plan, while his unstable behavior makes Superior Spider-Man untouchable until they are cleared. So that's pretty cool. So you're basically playing a 1v-mini version of the game with the with Doc Ock. Basically, if you do play the superhero mode or supervillain mode, you would be playing him. You're trying to Fights the heroes around him using his mechanical arms. He also adds more spirals to the game. Any overflowing tokens also go on his missions. So that's pretty cool. I'm assuming he's got less tokens to get than the heroes do. So yeah, there is his Spear Spider game piece. That looks pretty nifty. So now we're gonna get the villain. So we got Morloon. Morloon consumes the life force of the heroes. Though his master plan cards, he can sense their life force, targeting, tagging them with crisis tokens. A fierce hunter, he can then deal unpreventable damage to heroes with crisis tokens. When a hero is KO'd, he might simply absorb their life force, gaining extra health. A KO'd hero is outright removed from the game, being replaced by a new one. Once enough heroes are eliminated, it's game over. Morloon is aided by a powerful cabal of henchmen who also absorb the life force of heroes KO'd in their location, gaining extra health. So, there you go. So this is going to be a good one for Anti-Venom to fight, because he can take the KO tokens off the characters. He's going for a certain number of KO tokens for himself, but it's actually pretty cool because you can actually cycle through a good array of spider characters. And is it spider characters? It just says another hero. It doesn't specifically say spider heroes, but like the Superior Spider-Man does. So that is going to be actually pretty neat. There's a little bit of what the what all the threats do there. So there's Morloon there, and then finally Spot, Jonathan Own. Spot may look funky, but he's no mere villain of the week. Placing Spot portal tokens on all locations. He is a very slippery opponent with all his master plan cards teleporting him around. He starts with a number of crisis tokens, which he discards whenever he takes damage, immediately slipping away to the next portal before a hero can land more than one punch on him. On the other hand, while his attacks may not be devastating, he's very hard to evade. Half his threats make his attacks from the spotted dimension unpreventable, and if he finds himself with no targets around him, he may punch a faraway hero right through a portal. He accelerates his plan by KOing heroes, again, something that is facilitated by overflows that damage heroes there, and even if there are no heroes in the overflow location, the other half of his threats ensure a hero somewhere is always damaged by an overflow. So that is pretty cool. Interesting character. I am glad that you're not going to have to guess where the spots are to paint him. They are going to be, looks like, engraved into the figure. So we'll see how that looks when it comes out. But then we've got the locations here with no, it's up in here, but we've got the Great Weaver Temple, the Parker Residence, Horizon Labs, Las Vegas, Japan, Loom World, Sims Tower. Was that a video game? Anyway, and Spider Island. Let's see. Locations in this set bring the full breadth of the Spider-Verse to the game. The Great Weaver Temple rewards sacrifice with attack and heroic tokens. The Park Residence is a good place to rest and recover, so that's probably the heal location. The Horizon Labs use your equipment to recharge any other equipment in the game. In Las Vegas, you can bet whether... Las Vegas? Yeah, Las Vegas. You can bet whether the next Master Plan card will add more thugs or civilians, winning a wild token and some useful information. If you're lucky, players may add a couple of thugs to Japan to gain action token of their choice. Loom World can take you to any location. Spider Island is a deadly place with thugs that will damage you if you ever end your turn there. And finally, Sims Tower has a supply of heroic tokens that the heroes may draw from or replenish, with the added benefit that they can be used to ignore damage there. So that... Oh, then also remember that this is not part of the Kickstarter. I think also, they didn't mention it at the top, but if you get Maximum Carnage, the Maximum Carnage box from Marvel United Multiverse, and by if you get, I mean you should have already gotten it because that pledge manager has long been closed. But if you got Maximum Carnage, it did in the Kickstarter, it did come with either an extra box or inside that box, little slivers of our parts puzzle piece essentially to create the custom Sinister Six boards. I believe all the spider villains, the 4 spider villains in this game, were a part of that as well. So you're going to be getting an extra game mode for the Sinister Six slash Maximum Carnage set with those sets when you get it. It's not going to be with your Spider-Geddon box, but you'll get that with all the other stuff too. So that was Spider-Geddon. That is a lot of information. That was another half hour of talking for me. So this is, like I said, update 111. I highly doubt there's going to be another multiverse unless something random happens. But I doubt there's going to be any more multiverse updates from the channel, our channel here. There's going to be other multiverse updates on here. They're going to most likely have updates for white samples when they get those. They're going to have the plastic, when the plastic samples come out, they'll have stuff for that. They'll have multiple different production update things on the Kickstarter page. There's gonna be a whole lot of, if you follow a CMON campaign or any crowdfunding campaign at all, they are gonna have various updates. I think probably the next update they're probably might do from here is when pre-orders officially come out, they might update it for Spider-Geddon. But as far as this channel goes, Multiverse is probably going to be done until Multiverse will be done until March, April of 2024. We will have some gameplay videos of Spider-Geddon whenever I do finally get it in October. So hopefully October, if not November. But yeah, cannot wait for this box. Everything in here is great. I do want to know where the other 2 equipment cards are because I counted 5, right? So web shooters for Superior. Anti-Venom gets nothing. Punk gets web shooters. That's 3 total cards. Battery for Penne. Noir gets nothing unless he's getting something for this like hook gun here, unless he's getting a web shooter. Silk gets no web shooters. And Scarlet Spider gets a web shooter. That's 5. That's 5 cards, and up here it says 7. 7 equipment cards. So we're missing 2 equipment cards from all of this. So I guess wait till October to see what the other 2 were. So like I said, Multiverse probably donezo. I'm not the other updates that they do and stuff like that. I'm not gonna do a video. There's not like a new expansion or anything like that coming out for that. So Multiverse Kickstarter updates are gonna be done. We will do unboxings and playthroughs and maybe some reviews. I'm not sure of the Kickstarter content when that comes out next, hopefully March, if not sometime during that spring. And then we will be doing an unboxing and a few gameplay videos of Spider-Geddon as soon as I am able to get my hands on that. Hopefully in October, if not November, probably not sooner. But that will be that. And then we're also, like I said, going to be doing if you made it this far, thank you. We are also going to be doing more gameplay of Marvel United Season 1 to hopefully get into Season 2 soon. There's a poll on the channel. The 11 of you that have already voted, thank you. But there's a vote on the channel for whether or not to do Sinister Six next or to do the Infinity Gauntlet campaign next. Right now, I think Sinister Six is winning. I have to look. But that's where we're at with that. So yeah, that is everything updated for up to 111 for Multiverse. I'm rambling now. I know I am because I'm trying to figure out the best way to end the video. And I think I'm just going to end it in this way. So I thank you guys for tuning in. If I didn't say it already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're very close, only to 200 subscribers. I say 200. I'm very thankful for the 195 of you that have at the moment, as of this recording, subscribed. Like I said, we are trying to build up this channel. We're doing a lot of Marvel United content. I do recognize that, but it's what got a lot of people here and what seems to keep a lot of people here. So I'll be doing this kind of stuff until you guys don't want me to anymore. But I'd like to thank you guys for tuning into this. I'm grateful for all of you. You guys, will see you in the next video. Bye.